I would say the older generation. They're being misunderstood by the older generation, and if they would just take a closer look at these kids, they would see that a lot of these young people are hungry for the Lord. They're hungry for the Spirit, but they need one person to stand up and really believe in them. To say, hey, look, I believe that there's more in you than you can even imagine.
Wow.
So I think there's a lot of hope for this generation, brother.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, and like you said, it takes somebody to stand up and say, I believe in you. Like the older generation can say, well, I see dry bones. I see you in worship. You don't raise your hands, and you're texting while they're preaching, or you hear all of that. And it's kind of discouraging, and it's nice when somebody finally stands up and say, they see dry bones, but I see an army. And it even gives me chills now talking about it, and what God can do in a young person that will stand up and say, I want to be the one who leads that army.
And right there, I mean, they have to stand up. They have to step up to the plate. It's not enough for just you and I to believe in them, but they have to be able to believe in themselves that they can do it, that they're worth more than what people make them think they're worth.
Yeah.
You said something very important, and that is the fact that the kids really have to realize that everybody else can point out their negatives, but when there's that one person pointing out their positives, it's easy. You and I, man, we barely left that, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was easy for somebody to point our flaws out. We know what our mistakes are. We know what our flaws are. I need somebody to tell me what my virtues are. What is it that you see in me is there any potential in me? Can you tell me that? And I think that's what the generation of today, they want somebody, they have a lot of people criticizing them, man. There's people lined up, ready to point out their mistakes. But can there be one person, just one, that can stand up and say, you know what, man, I see something special in you. I see you have the potential to become, maybe the next president of the United States.
Yeah.
I see you have the potential, to be the next Billy Graham of this time. We just need that one person. But it doesn't matter. I can believe 100% in you, but do you believe in yourself? Do you see that in yourself?
And that's powerful. That is very powerful. You said it right there. It just takes that one person. And like in the Valley of Dry Bones, God chose Ezekiel and say, what do you see? Mm-hmm. I know what the world sees and what they see and what even they think of themselves. Because it's amazing, what they say here in verse 11, that indeed they say, our bones are dry, our hope is lost. And they think that our hope is lost. I mean, they say because the statistics that people throw out at us, that our hope is lost. But Ezekiel stood up and prophesied, and he was obedient. So, I mean, do you think obedience has a big factor here? I mean, as a young person, hopefully there's hundreds of young people watching us right now that are probably sitting there in their living room or behind their computer saying, what is my purpose in life?
True. Manny, verse 11 says, that God says the whole house of Israel, okay, they're saying our bones are dried up and our hope is gone. I think it's easy for anybody to fall into a pity party. You can feel sorry for yourself all day, but that doesn't change your circumstance. You can sit there, you can make a choice. You can choose either to live or you can choose to die. I don't know about you, but I choose life.
Yeah.
I'll choose life any of the, Deuteronomy says, God laid a question. He says, I put before you life and death. But look at how God, his mercy and his love. God says, to me it's like he whispers, choose life. He cheats for us. He's telling us, look, here's the choice. But I'm telling you, choose this one. And he says, choose life. Yeah. And this is the same thing that I'm telling the young people today. And I'm sure you as a youth pastor at Templo Cristiano, you're telling these kids, look, there's a choice for you to make. Choose life. It's that simple. It's that simple. Here, they are speaking it themselves. Our hope is gone. No, your hope is not gone. As long as there's breath in you, you still have hope. And as long as you can still breathe, you can muster out the words, you know what? I choose today. I choose to live. Forget my past mistakes. Forget my failures. Because Ezekiel is put before a valley. The natural of this is, it is a valley of bones. There is no hope. It's dry, it's barren, it's death. That is in the natural. But God's saying, I want you to see things the way I see it. You see hopelessness, but I see something greater, something that I want you to be able to see in this generation. I believe that you are that Ezekiel in this time. I believe that God has placed you in this time right now. You're that Ezekiel that God has put before this valley, and He's saying, Manny, what do you see, for the young people at Templo? Do you see a valley of dry bones? I don't think so, because I can see it in your eyes. I can hear it in your voice. I can sense the excitement. You see that army that God is putting before you. Yeah. So these young people, I'm telling you, here it's easy. They're saying we're hopeless. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not hopeless. You are full of hope. You're full of hope, and you have one person. And that's all it takes, guys. Just one person to believe, and that's you, man. That's you, Manny. Yeah. I mean, and I tell you that with my heart. I believe that you are this Ezekiel. These young people need to learn that there is hope. Yeah. They look at you. You're full of hope. You're full of it. You are seeing something unbelievable. Why? Because you're being obedient to the Lord. Right. Obedient is an action word. You got to step up. You got to move. You can't just say, yeah, I believe, and you sit there. You're moving in that obedience.
So what would you say to a young person out there that's watching, that's possibly rises up as that army does, and then they seem to fall back in the same rut over and over? The same temptation knocks them down, and they're dry again, and they just can't get past that hurdle. So what words of encouragement could you give a person in that cycle?
I used to say, back in the days, and I might be aging myself here, but there's this saying, okay, falling down doesn't make you a failure. Staying down makes you a failure. And I compare it to this. When we were learning how to ride bicycles, how many times did we fall? How many times did we get on the bicycle, we got excited, and we took 2 or 3 pedals and we fell down. But we were determined to overcome that hurdle. We were determined. We said, you know what? We're going to learn how to ride this bicycle. And I have scrapes and I have scars on my knees to prove that you know what? You'll fall down, but you got to get back up. So falling down, young people, that doesn't make you a failure. Staying down makes you a failure. Staying down makes you a coward. So you got to get up, shake it off, and get back on that bicycle. Get back on track and keep going forward. Don't look at your past mistakes. Don't look at your past failures. You got to look at what's ahead. Okay, if you come this far, look at how far you've come. If you turn back now, then yeah, that is useless. You got to keep going because you're closer. You're much closer to where you started from. Yeah. So I say get back up. Don't stay there.
That's right. Wow. Well, guys, hopefully you're enjoying what we're talking about, and it's you're sitting there with your Bible, your Starbucks coffee, and you're enjoying what we're talking about, because Ezekiel has Ezekiel 37 is powerful. And, I hope that also you can join us for our youth revival, Arise 2008 is what we're naming it. So I know God's going to do something great. We've been praying. We've been fasting. We know that God's going to do something. We see already that our army is arising already through the dry bones. And, we hope you can join us June 27th, 28th, and 29th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have great and special things happening. Stay tuned, because we're going to give you some information about our youth group. We're going to give you information about upcoming events. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
My life was dry bones, but it was time to arise. The Lord breathed life into me, and I came to life. My tendons were attached. Flesh came upon me and covered me with skin. I came to life. Now I am a soldier. I am no longer a dry bone. It is time to arise.
Welcome everybody to the T.C.Y.G effect. My name is William Reyes, and I'm here to provide you information about Templo Cristiano. You can contact us at myspace.com/777-TCYG. Now, our nearest event that we're having is the youth revival that we titled Arise. That's June 27th, 28th, and 29th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The first night we're going to have T.C.Y.G drama team and the praise and worship, Robert Hernandez, and we have Guillermo Mendoza as the preacher for all 3 nights. Now on Saturday we have a special performance by Cipote Entertainment that we have these gentlemen right here. Please come on Saturday and you will be able to see this performance. We also have another gentleman that some of you guys may know, and his name is Eddie Coronado. He'll be performing on Saturday with his band. And Brother Guillermo Mendoza will be preaching also. Sunday we have the LTV, which is Living the Vision, and the TC Worship Team. Please come join us for this event that we titled Arise. Other events that we have here at Templo Cristiano is the last Tuesday of every month we have IHOP. It doesn't mean that we come here to eat, but we have International House of Prayer. So please come join us the last Tuesday of every month. Every Wednesday we have Bible study classes, and Fridays we have general services. Now Sundays in the mornings at 10 o'clock we have 10 a.m. we have Sunday school. So please come join us. Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. we have general services as well. For future events of Templo Cristiano Youth Group, please stay posted to this broadcast.